It's quick. This just my opinion. This ain't. I don't need it to be your opinion. I don't need it to be his opinion. This is my opinion. I stay having this conversation with my mom. We stay going back and forth. She one of them people. I stay by myself. I'm independent. I don't need no man. Ain't nobody finna be talking to me no any kind of way. All the tough independence. And it's like I tell Mom, you got the right to do whatever you want to do. All I'm trying to tell you is the system was not designed for you to be trying to do this shit yourself. It wasn't designed for a woman to be trying to do it by themselves, and it wasn't designed for a man to be trying to do it by themselves. This shit was designed for two people to be trying to figure this shit out together. And I ain't telling nobody to stand nothing unhealthy in order to survive. I ain't telling you that. But all this shit that she love to talk about, you know, this whole independent, I gotta tell all the time, Mom, that shit sound good if you was a motherfucking rapper. If you was a rapper, the independent shit, that shit sound like a hit motherfucking record. I ain't talking about no motherfucking rapping. I'm talking about reality.
That's rapper Plies talking about how he was trying to talk some sense into his mama. He's in his mid to late 40s, so I'm assuming his mama is somewhere in between her 60s and 70s. Talking about being independent. Do you all see where we are right now? You have senior citizens out here talking about being independent. Like how?
Housewife.
This is just way too out of hand. Go ahead and take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. So first you got a married woman out here, Ciara, talking about being independent and not needing no man while she's married to a $200 million man and promoting for other Black women to struggle. I mean, we all know that she's living a lot better than what she would have been living. The man picked up the stray cat right out the street, and here she is proving why she was out in the streets in the first place with that disrespectful song, talking about she's on a mission, and this is for the ladies who don't need no man. By the way, Russell, he still haven't figured it out yet. And then this week you have Plies. He's out here having to tell his mama to stop talking about being independent because it's impossible for her to even talk like that. And I don't even have to tell him, he already knows. The only reason why his mama can even fix her mouth to speak like that is because Plies is her son. Yes, her son is going to fill the role as her provider, so she's like she's never going to submit to a man or listen to a man tell her anything. She's probably been a rebel her whole life, and she just won't follow a man's leadership or be a graceful woman because of the security that's being provided by her millionaire son. It gives her the freedom to do whatever, and obviously is not in her. The independent strong woman message has been pushed so hard in the Black community, starting with his mama's generation. So then Generation X, they continue to promote the agenda. The millennial women did it, and now Gen Z, they're doing it too. Sad thing is, Gen Z, I feel bad for them because they've been taught this by all the older women, the 30-year-old, 40-year-old plus women, and way too many Gen Z women are so down for the cause, following the feminism rhetoric and all these talking points from misandrists. They have adopted all of this, and they are completely ruining their chances during the most important time of their lives. This is a time where they have the most options, the best options. They're supposed to have no baggage, no real significant pressure. Yet I see a lot of these young girls joining in with these older rebels, aligning themselves with them, and literally choosing to adopt the same strong woman king principles that completely ruin the modern woman and the whole family dynamic as a whole. I'm talking about young women sitting around consuming bitter woman media, whether it's on TV and movies, or they're listening or watching a podcast or whatever. They are listening to a lot of failed, bitter, miserable, depressed women. And all of that failure and unhappiness is rubbing off on them. If you've been tuning in here for a while, you would know that my favorite law in the 48 Laws of Power is avoid the unhappy and unlucky. I read that book at about 13 years old, and any of us can look all around us and see countless stories that prove the dangers of refusing to follow that law. You have got to cut yourself off from silliness. If all you do is hang around single, independent, strong women, then you're going to pick up their habits. These can be some really bad habits, by the way. Certainly not habits of a highly effective woman. So yeah, you got to stay away from those people. And then if all you do is hang around people who aren't doing anything in life, they just keep losing, taking L's left and right, then one day that loser mentality, it will rub off on you. Next thing you know, you're taking L's left and right. No different if you wanted to be in a committed relationship. There's really no way you could be friends with 304s or all these strong, independent women. It's counterproductive and a complete waste of time. Of course, you already know he got pushback from a lot of the rebels, but even women who grew up in two-parent households, they had excuses as well for why they couldn't secure a healthy relationship for themselves. One woman says, "Seeing my parents being married going on 51 years has always made me desire a husband so that we can take care of each other. This independent life for me at this point ain't it, but then again, I have to be careful because I'm not settling for a man who wants to depend on me, but I can't depend on him." Listen, if all you can find is a man that has to depend on you and he can't do anything, then you need to look at yourself. You say settle, but you may only be seeing filtered search results because you don't meet the criteria to get better results. So the first place to start is looking in the mirror. What is it about you that's only attracting that type of man? What is it about your behavior or personality that's turning off the decent ideal men? And here's a woman who responded to her. She said, "I can relate. My parents have been married about 37 years, and I would love to have what they have, but I'm not going to settle for any man just to say I have a man. Hopefully it'll happen for both of us." So you have two women. They both came from two-parent households. Their parents have had long-lasting relationships, decades long, one of them over a half century. I really hope they can get what their parents have, but we have to be honest here. Your parents' success doesn't automatically mean that you're going to have the same attributes and qualities instilled in you to be a wife. You should, but a lot of these women can be raised the right way, and we find them out here listening to baby bop bimbo babble from women like Young Miami, or listening to weird crazy people on Red Table Talk or somewhere. Listening to some other woman who wasn't raised right and completely failed at being a woman in general. The next thing you know, they're repeating them. The mindset that Plies is trying to get out of his mama is the reason why the Black community can't get anywhere and Americans in general are having so many issues. It's because the modern woman is out of order. They don't understand roles. Men have roles, women have roles. These modern women, they want to eliminate roles conveniently and pick and choose whenever they want to go traditional, or they love to act like we're all equal when we know that's untrue. Even as a woman, we don't want to do the things that men are expected to do because we're women. But if it's something favorable, modern women will fight to be able to do the same. One of the main reasons why people are having so many issues in relationships now is because modern Western women have a problem with order, structure, and leadership. They have an issue with doing what they're supposed to do and playing their role. They hate authority because they want to be in control themselves. They want to lead the man instead of the other way around. And it could all be so simple, but they rather make it hard. For the ladies in your 20s, it's up to you though. You can choose to be an actual woman and have an easier life. Or you can choose to be some hard, tough, strong Black woman, whatever it is that y'all trying to be. Nobody's going to force you to do anything. You have the freedom to make the choice on your own. But just know that you will have to live with your decisions. As always, when we have conversations like this, the rebels love popping up talking about how everybody didn't want a relationship and some people want to be single. Some people are going to choose to be in the streets. They are not qualified to be taken seriously for anything, so they're going to end up where they're supposed to be. But one question, how is it that all these people who don't want to be in relationships always find themselves consuming content about relationships and then commenting and getting upset over something they're supposedly not interested in the first place? Stop emotionally involving yourself in these conversations and getting triggered over something that you're not even supposed to be bothered about anyway. Or do they only hang around to sabotage other women? I don't know. You tell me. As you all can imagine, Plies did rub a lot of these strong, independent Black women the wrong way. But honestly, they need to hear it. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Special thank you to Willie. I appreciate you, Willie, for all of your support, as well as our sisters Sasha, Lucasely, and Crystal. Thank you, ladies, for your support. And I can't forget about Roderick, Felix, and Paul. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.
This was not designed for nobody to be out here trying to fend for this by themselves. That's all I'm saying. So all of this, I ain't letting nobody tell me what to do. Motherfucking Verizon tell you what to do. They tell you when you gonna pay that motherfucking cell phone bill. I bet you that. Motherfucking light people. They tell you what you gonna motherfucking do. And when you gonna do it by. Or your motherfucking gonna be in the dark. So all I'm saying is, this whole notion that everybody wanna live in, man and woman, it ain't just no females, males too. I'ma do this myself, and the women these that I do. All that sound great. If it was a motherfucking hot 16. But I ain't talking about no motherfucking 16. What I am telling you is, the people who put this together, they did not design for nobody to be trying to do it themselves. That's all I'm motherfucking saying. What y'all think?